Great. Well, thank you very much for coming along to this morning's press conference in Old Parliament House. I'm joined by a few people this morning. I'm joined by Josh Teague, the Shadow Minister for the Prevention of Family and Domestic Violence in South Australia. I'm joined by my colleague Michelle Lensing, the Shadow Minister for Women in South Australia. I'm joined by Mary Leaker. Mary is the Chief Executive of Embolden, which is the peak body representing women's safety services and like organisations in South Australia, and also by Armin Abrizimzadeh. Sorry, Armin, I knew I was going to do that. From the Zara Foundation, a well-known advocate for the prevention of domestic violence here in South Australia. We know that the situation with regard to domestic violence in South Australia has taken a real turn for the worst in the last week or so. We've had 4 women die as a result of domestic violence in this state. It is a horrible statistic, but it's far more than a statistic. It means 4 lives snuffed out, gone, families impacted in a lifelong way. The potential of mothers and daughters and people contributing to our community simply removed from this planet. This situation has to stop. And having consulted and talked with the peak bodies and representative organisations over the last few days, the Liberal Party has decided that we must have a Royal Commission in South Australia to delve deeply into the causes of domestic violence in this state, many of which are of course known already, but more importantly, once identifying those causes, coming up with a range of solutions to keep women in South Australia as safe as they possibly can be. I don't have all the answers. I don't believe my team has. Those standing behind me don't necessarily have all the answers either. But they do have many of the answers. And a Royal Commission would create a situation where this was a little more arm's length from government. It would allow us to delve deeply, bring in the experts, bring in the victims, bring in the organisations that support the victims, and sensitively, carefully, over a period of time, work through what potential solutions could be. Are these funding solutions? Are they structural changes to the way the bureaucracy and our community safety services, such as the police, actually respond to incidences of domestic violence? Today isn't about me pointing the finger at any particular wrongdoing. It is about me and my team clearly saying that we believe that this Royal Commission must occur. And we're saying that we will do this if and when elected to government in 2026. But that is far too long to wait. Many more South Australian women will die if we have to wait for the Liberal Party's election in 2026. So today this will become part of our policy platform, but I actually don't want it to be. I want the government to respond straight away. I want Peter Malinauskas to stand up, to stop the selfies, to stop the show pony behaviour, and actually respond to some pressing needs in South Australia. You know, I always said that I would never criticise our Premier for taking leave, and he's on paternity leave at the moment. But he's not really. He's come and gone. He's gone to the Valo 500. He was at the state dinner. Nothing short of a booze up, folks. Nothing short of a booze up. That's what our Premier is doing. He's picking and choosing which days he has leave at the moment. And he's appearing for the easy stuff, and he's ducking off back home for the hard stuff. There was a call for him to be on the steps of Parliament House with some of my colleagues and many of the victims of domestic violence and their advocates late last week. And he didn't show up because he was on paternity leave. And he deserves to be on paternity leave. But he doesn't when he comes out to the state dinner later that weekend. He's got a lot of questions to answer. The priorities, all about a car race, not about the victims of domestic violence. That sickens me to my very core. I've had enough of this Premier. South Australians have had enough of him. The selfies, the show ponies, and the lack of priorities. It's time that he turned up and governed this state and put his hand out to help the most vulnerable, because that, at the end of the day, is what government is for. So we're calling on the Labour Party today to stand up, support this Royal Commission, resource it properly, and let's get some answers and solutions in place so that we can stop this tragedy of women losing their lives to the hands of domestic violence. I want to pass on to Josh now, who will then hand over to Michelle, and then we'll hear from the sector advocates. Josh, over to you.